What's going on, everybody? I am back with another Prize Picks MLB player props video. This one going to be breaking it down, giving you guys 5 picks to get you into something over here on Prize Picks. As always, if you haven't checked out Prize Picks, would highly recommend you check them out, guys. It is a player props website and app where you can win money off of picking the over and under on things like player strikeouts, first inning runs allowed, pitcher fantasy score, pitches thrown, hitter fantasy score, etc. Go ahead and use that promo code KJK DFS to receive an instant match on your first deposit today. Again, that is code KJK DFS. Lock that in, get that free money offer up to $100 and start winning some money over here on Prize Picks. As always, guys, the goal to go 5-0. Yesterday we went 3-2, which means we are officially on a 10-5 run. Typically for these runs, my rule has been I try to get as many wins as I can before I surpass 5 losses, and then I restart it. Open to any feedback on that. Maybe I can keep it going if I'm above like a certain win percentage or something, but if you have any feedback on that. But just to let you know, up until this point, when I do a run, I count it until I get, well, unless it's just a terrible record, obviously. I mean, if we go on like a 3-0 sweep or something, I usually always do 4 or 5 picks, but let's say we go 4-0 and then the next day we go 0-4. I'm not going to say 4-4 run, obviously, so I guess I just answered my question a little bit, but in general, when we get on a winning streak, I've been counting it until we get up to around 5 losses. So let me know what you think about that. Always trying to get on as long of a winning run as possible, though. The goal. If you enjoy this content, would be greatly appreciated if you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future content that I upload. If you haven't checked out the premium content packages, you can check those out. Link below in the description. Patreon.com/KJK_DFS. I'm going to be launching a bunch of good stuff over there for July 1st as well. But if you're getting very serious playing every night, would highly recommend you check that out. You're going to get access to all my core plays, my Discord, all my tools, all that fun stuff. So let's talk about it. We got a bunch of games. We got 5 picks. We'll go game by game as we always do. And the first game I want to talk about is going to be the New York Yankees taking on the Oakland Athletics. And I got 2 picks in this game. Both pitchers. One good, one not so good. And we'll kick things off with the away pitcher. So Paul Blackburn, pick number 1. We're going to be rocking with the under on his fantasy score. Looking at his metrics across the board as far as how he fares. He is not the most talented arm in the world. He has a 4.27 SIERA, only a 16.6% K rate is the problem. Does a pretty good job eliminating hard contact, ground balls. Has really good ground ball, fly ball stuff. Limits hard contact to right-handed hitting, but he still only has a 15.4% K rate. And then lefties, it goes up to an 18% K rate, but he struggles a lot more with the hard contact and all that stuff with a 488 slugging, giving up 362 WOBA against those lefties. So Paul Blackburn should be in for some trouble tonight against the Yankees lineup that is really good up and down after kind of having a bit of a tough go. In a couple games in a row against the Astros, they got no hit, and then the next game, they was looking like they were right back to where they were. They came back and won. But I think this is a great spot for them to jump on Blackburn early. As mentioned, doesn't strike anyone out. Gives up a lot of hard contact to those left-handed bats, especially in Yankee Stadium. That could be a problem with the short right field porch in Yankee Stadium. So all of these reasons kind of makes a lot of sense. Obviously, the Yankees have been one of the top-tier offenses in the league, and then you look at Yankee Stadium as far as how it plays from a hitting environment. It is fantastic for home runs. Pretty good hitting ballpark overall. Like I said, especially down that right field line. Would not be surprised to see, Anthony Rizzo, Joey Gallo, Aaron Hicks, any of these lefties go deep. Maybe the Yankees throw in a Matt Carpenter into the lineup at the leadoff spot. Boone has become pretty good at doing that as far as putting a guy that has good splits or a good matchup in the lineup at the right time, and the Yankees kind of have the tools to put those players in the lineup. So pick number 1, we're going to be rocking with the under pitcher fantasy score for Paul Blackburn, under 20.5. They had it at 21.5. I tried to submit my ticket, and then they said the line was adjusted to 20.5, so unfortunately, we're not going to get that extra point. That would have been nice, but regardless, I just think he gets blown up here. Doesn't strike anyone out. The ball's going to be put in play early and often. The Yankees have a 5.54 implied run total. Don't expect it to go too good for him. Don't expect him to get any of the bonuses of a quality start or a win. So, in the 20.5 point score is inflated enough to where I feel comfortable targeting the under. Pick number 1 is going to be the under, and pick number 2, we're going to be taking the over on Jordan Montgomery's fantasy score. He has the exact opposite of everything we just discussed. He has a good matchup. He's a heavy favorite, 302 favorite here, taking on an Oakland Athletics squad. You look at his numbers across the board, pretty good. And the Yankees do have a tendency of letting him go longer in the games. If he's pitching good, they'll kind of pull him early if he's not pitching so good. So I think this is a great matchup to where he can kind of pitch really well against an Oakland Athletics squad that's one of the worst teams in the league. Offensively, we've been targeting them all season long. As far as how they're faring against left-handed pitching in particular, they're the 3rd worst team in the league as far as WOBA is concerned. They do strike out a ton, though. Once again, they do only have a 2.96 implied total. You look at Montgomery's leash and all that stuff, as we always talk about, This kind of will display what I mean as far as the Yankees are concerned. Last time out, he went 6 innings pitched, he gave up 4 runs. He only threw 81 pitches, they pulled him. Time before, he got through 93 pitches, went 6 innings pitched, 96, 90, 87. He's gone 6+ in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 straight games. You get the quality start bonus if you go 6+ and allows 3 earned runs or less. I think that's really likely in this spot, and you also get the bonus for all the strikeouts, obviously. And when you're reading the Oakland Athletics lineup up and down as far as their strikeout rates are concerned, as we always do, starting from the bottom up, with Christian Pache, 18, 16, 33, 25, 23, 27, 18, 28. So some really heavy strikeout guys throughout Montgomery's numbers. He does a good job of limiting hard contact. He's a 22.1% K rate against righties and a 24.5% K rate against lefties. Only gives up a 392 slugging to those righties, a 303 slugging to those lefties, and has pretty good ground ball fly ball rates. Doesn't really walk anyone. So just solid all around. He gets a great matchup. He's a massive favorite. I'd expect him to go 6+, get plenty of strikeouts along the way, knock up a lot of runs, get the win, get the run support, everything that we need. And he's only in the low 30s for pitcher fantasy score. So I like the over 33.5 pitcher fantasy score for Jordan Montgomery as pick number 2 on the video today. Pick number 3, we're going to be heading on down to the Toronto Blue Jays taking on the Boston Red Sox. And we're going to be talking about Kevin Gausman, who has some elite strikeout stuff, looking at his numbers as far as his swinging strike rate, his strikeout rate, all that stuff. Top on the slate with a 15.6% swinging strike rate. He has a 28.3% K rate overall, with a 29.3% K rate against righties and a 27.3% K rate against lefties. So does a great job of striking out hitters. And I do like his K prop today. He gets to take on a Red Sox lineup that does feature quite a bit of strikeouts throughout this lineup. I don't know if people are quite aware of it. Starting from the bottom up with Bradley, 26%, 16, 32, 27, 13, 19, 25, 20, and 19. So a couple of low strikeout guys in there, but also some extreme strikeout guys. Kevin Gausman has a very long leash. Expect him to have many pitches, many opportunities to rack up the strikeouts. Last time out, 7 strikeouts, 107 pitches on 6 innings pitched. Kind of expecting more of the same here, and I really like where his strikeout prop is set today. Only at 5.5. I'll gladly take the over. Pick number 3. Going to take the over. We talked about it. Elite swinging strike rate stuff. With this 15.6% swinging strike rate, 28.3% K rate. Great stuff. And then the Red Sox lineup. Everything kind of matching up for him. And he also does have a long leash. Lots of pitches. More opportunity to get those strikeouts. That is important. So Kevin Gausman, pick number 3. Going to be taking the over 5.5 strikeouts for him here. Elite strikeout stuff. Good strikeout matchup for the most part for the Red Sox. Like that pick. Pick number 3. Pick number 4. We're going to be heading on down to the LA Dodgers taking on the Colorado Rockies. And we have another pitcher tonight that I expect to do very poorly. That's Chad Kuhl. He has to take on the Dodgers in Coors Field, one of the best hitting environments in baseball, the best hitting environment in baseball, actually. Colorado, you can see green in Coors Field as far as the hitting environment. Very tough field to pitch in, and he has to take on one of the most threatening offenses in the entire league in the LA Dodgers. They're currently without Mookie Betts, which is going to help his case a little bit, but Chad Kuhl is not good, man. The Dodgers have a 6.75 implied total. This could be a big problem for him. Looking at his numbers across the board as far as his SIERA, worse on the slate. He has a 4.86 SIERA, an 11% walk rate. He has a walk issue, only a 19.7% K rate. Gives up a 404 slugging to righties. Is actually respectable against right-handed hitting for how bad his numbers are, but then the lefties are really, really bad. A 467, 35.5% hard contact rate with a 356 WOBA. Only a 19% K rate, and once again, a walk issue, 12.9% walk rate to those left-handed bats. So I mean, he has a walk rate. There's going to be constant traffic on the base paths. He has a walk problem, I should say. There are a few lefties in this lineup, in Bellinger, Lux, Muncy, Freddie Freeman, that can all match. The righties can all match as well. Obviously, he's not going to get much of a break at any point throughout this lineup, but I just think he has a tough day at the ballpark tonight. So I'm going to be taking the under on his pitcher fantasy score over here on Prizepicks. I like the under 17.5 as pick number 4. Kind of self-explanatory, but I mean, the Dodgers are so good. He has a walk issue. He has a hard contact issue. You know, wouldn't be surprised in the least to see multiple bombs hit against him before he gets pulled in this one. 81 degrees in Coors Field. Even if there aren't bombs hit, you can see how the ballpark plays. The Dodgers should have plenty of real estate to work with when hitting the ball in the gap. So, just not a good spot to be in. Don't expect him to get the win. Don't expect him to get the quality start. Don't expect him to pick up any of the bonuses, and I expect him to give up a lot of runs. I like the under 17.5 pitcher fantasy score for Chad Kuhl as pick number 4. And pick number 5, we're going to be heading on down to the Chicago White Sox taking on the LA Angels. And we have another elite strikeout guy tonight in Lucas Giolito taking on a heavy strikeout opponent. Looking at his swinging strike rate and all that stuff. 27.7% K rate overall with a 14.8% swinging strike rate. He has a 25.7% K rate against righties and a 30.2% K rate against lefties. Really good against both sides of the plate, but against lefties, it just cranks up even more with a 30% K rate. And he gets to take on an LA Angels squad tonight that strikes out a ton. Looking at the Angels lineup up and down, starting from the bottom up with Tyler Wade, 22%, 34, 34, 31, 20, 27, 27, 29, and 25. A ton of strikeouts in this Angels lineup. We just talked about Giolito's strikeout metrics. Really, really good stuff. And then you look at his leash as far as how much of a leash he'll have to go deep into the ball game. He also will get up there in his pitch count. 95, 86, 81, 109, 99. When he's pitching good, he's going to be up there around 100 pitches. Last couple times he's got blown up. I mean, against Toronto, he gave up 7. Houston, he gave up 8. Texas, he gave up 4. So it hasn't been the prettiest as of late for Lucas Giolito, but I'm still willing to target him. The last time he took on the same Angel squad, as a matter of fact, you can see he had 7 strikeouts on 99 pitches. Gave up 7 hits. He went 6 innings in that one, and he gave up 3 earned runs. But the strikeouts are still there. Kind of what I'm expecting here. Don't really care if he gives up some runs as long as it's not bad enough to get him out of the ballgame. But the strikeouts is where I want to be targeting. I like the over 6.5 strikeouts here for Lucas Giolito as pick number 5. Once again, elite strikeout stuff, 14.8% swinging strike rate, 27.7% K rate. It only bumps up again to a 30% K rate against those lefties, which is always nice. Yeah, man, plenty of strikeouts to go around in this matchup. So that is my 5 picks to get you winning some money over here on Prizepicks today, guys. Tonight, hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future content that I upload. If you haven't checked out the premium content packages, check those out, link below in the description. And if you haven't signed up for Prizepicks, sign up today. Use that promo code KJK DFS to receive an instant match on your first deposit up to $100. Wishing you all the best of luck on your props, and we will see you in the next one.